Hello everyone! So today's video was going to be on Tsunacon and We Love Japan, but because of unfortunate not enough film footage, I'm just going to show these few clips from both conventions.
Tsunacon te Rotterdam. Dit is het mooi. Dit is het goede chiki. Dit is het goede cosplay. Mooi.
Chimichangas? Where can I find the chimichangas?
Chimichangas.
I am very disappointed that there are no chimichangas in the food court. That is a thing.
How fast?
Thank you. I have the key to the food court. Here, I would like to open a chimichanga stand. Oh, this thing is... Oh, yeah.
Ik ben de leider.
Wel laag. Ik kom wel voor. Waarschijnlijk kan ik wel voor de zijkant. Ja, kort daar.
Psycho Denzel!
Je hebt die back met de
Brug!
Naked man hugging! Yeah!
So today I want to continue February Film Fun Month. Cue the music! So today's video was inspired by Saskia, her video from last week, in which she talks about 5 her most influential books that she's read in Western culture, but I'm going to take it a bit broader. I'm going to talk about 5 movies that influenced me the most in my life. They're not necessarily my favorite movies of all time, because they change constantly, but these are 5 of my favorite movies that also happen to be the most influential on me in my filmmaking life and everything. So with that being said, let's kick it off. So I'm going to do this just in alphabetical order, so no movie will get the better of another movie, because they all influenced me just as much, but I watched them at a different point in my life. So the first movie on the list is Evil Dead 2. So what you should know most about me is that I don't love horror movies that much. I'm really selective about my horror movies because A, they have to either be psychological really good, otherwise they're just jump scares, and I don't like to be scared without a purpose. And Evil Dead 2 is one of those movies that I was really scared to start watching, because just the Evil Dead series in general was really hard for me to watch, because I thought, oh god, these are going to be horror movies. I really don't like horror movies, but I heard so much about them, I really want to watch them. So one night I just decided, okay, fuck it. I'm going to curl up in my blanket, I'm going to watch the series, and I'm going to see if I love them. And then you get to Evil Dead 2, which is one of the best comedy horrors ever. All the cliche horror tropes that you expect that are there aren't there. This movie plays so perfectly with expectations and final solutions that it's so amazing to see how creative they can get. And besides that, you of course have the best character ever put on screen, played by one of the best character actors of all time, Bruce Campbell as Ash Williams. Now, Ash Williams is one of the most funny and entertaining characters you'll ever see in your life, and it just has so many great one-liners and actions, and he's just one of the best characters of all time. Okay, the next movie on the list is Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and yes, you saw it right here. I have the whole manuscript, which is in the Monty Encyclopedia, which I showed you last week. The script of the movie, it sucks. You know why? Because the script of the movie is not the actual movie. They improvised so much stuff in this movie that the actual screenplay is rubbish. Like, the original Knights Who Say Knee line is completely wrong in the script, because they just went with the first take on the comedy bit, and it was amazing. It's just, The Holy Grail is one of the funniest movies of all time. There's this huge debate in the Monty Python fan community, like, is Life of Brian better or is The Holy Grail better? Personally, I prefer The Holy Grail because the jokes are so much more on point, and The Holy Grail can be seen as just a standalone movie, while I think that Life of Brian really tries to redo some of the jokes in the Holy Grail. But the absurdity of the Holy Grail and the ending and everything in between makes this one of the best comedies of all time, and it's British movie galore. Like, if you really want to watch a great British comedy, you should watch this one or Hot Fuzz. This is not just a great comedy, this is the best modern comedy of all time. It's my favorite comedy. I can watch this movie any day, every day, all day, and I can't quote it because the jokes are just too perfect. It is such a British film, as British as you can get, but it's amazingly hilarious. In the plot we follow Sergeant Nicholas Angel, who is being transferred from London Metropolitan Police Service to Sandford Town, which is this little town that has won Model Village of the Year so many times, and he's really pissed about it, but there seems to be a sinister plot going on, and that's all I'm going to spoil about this movie, because every joke in this movie works, from the little cameos to the little bits of humor, for the foreshadowing. Every single bit of this movie works. The characters are great, the humors and interaction are fantastic. This movie influenced me because this is a movie I would want to write. This is the best comedy of all time. This is a movie that I just put on, and it has taken me through some horrible times, but this movie, holy crap, it's amazing. So for the fourth movie on my list, I've picked an animated movie, and the fifth movie as well, because animated movies are very close to my heart, and they're the first movies you watch as a kid because they're always kid friendly, and they have this certain style that they can teach you or enjoy, or just do what film does best, take you to a different world and show you something new, something you haven't seen before, and amaze you. And one of the movies that amazed me the most is The Nightmare Before Christmas by Tim Burton. Now this will always be my favorite Tim Burton film of all time, because it's so damn creative. It has a damn great story that has never been told before, and it also has an animation style that is so fantastic that we don't see in a lot of animated films today. Sure, we had Paranorman and Frankenweenie and The Box Trolls, but really we need more movies that use stop motion animation, because it's amazing to watch and it's pure film. If you watch the behind the scenes of this movie, you watch how they made all the little puppets, how they made the little expressions on Jack's face, and really inspired me to become an animated film director. This movie also inspired me to make my own animated short film, stop motion, which I might show you next week or another time. This is Halloween, pumpkins scream in the dead of night. Please watch this movie or I will make you scream with fright. And for the final movie on this list, I picked a movie that has so amazing, it's perfect. It's literally, there's nothing better. It's Spirited Away, okay? This movie is perfect. There's not a single thing wrong with this movie. It has amazing animation. It has the most unique story I've ever seen. Memorable characters all the way through. A very different and original story, which is unbelievable. And it has one of the best soundtracks ever. This movie is just pure perfection. Hayao Miyazaki's only masterpiece. I love the other movies. I love Princess Mononoke and Howl's Moving Castle. But this movie is the best Ghibli ever has offered. And I know it's been praised to death, but this movie is just perfect. I love every single minute of it. I love watching it. I love talking about it. I love the style. I love the characters. It's just amazing. Go watch Spirited Away if you haven't seen it already, because it's fantastic. This movie really made me want to appreciate animation, but also come up with new original stories, because we have not enough of those. If I look at my DVD collection, I see so much rehash in different skins, but this movie is original and creative. It's not based on anything, it's just a movie that wants to tell its own story, which is inspiring and creative and amazing. So that does it for me this week. Next week we will continue February Film Month with probably another video on something that I find film related, but I've got a special announcement. If you loved to hear me talk about movies and you want to hear me talk about movies in Dutch, I'm going to probably relaunch Willems Filmhoek in March. I'm going to talk about movies again, I'm going to analyze movies, I'm going to teach you how to analyze movies, I'm going to teach you how to watch movies in a certain way, and I'm really excited to do that again. So please go subscribe or go watch some of my old videos, because I really want that extra push. I want the feeling that people are watching me so I can produce the best content I've ever had, and I don't do anything last minute or just slack off again, because I really want to relaunch Willems Filmhoek and I could really use your help. So thank you very much in advance for that. Besides that, everyone have a great week at the Project Unknown. We're gonna make it through, we're gonna do the best we can, and I'll see you all next week for another episode of February Film Fun Month. Everyone, take care, see you next week.